Well, there's an update on Kyle Rittenhouse, a now 18-year-old who, at the age of 17, decided to travel to Kenosha, Wisconsin, and kill 2 people.
Rittenhouse's lawyers say he shot in self-defense.
But what is, broadly speaking, the defense that you will mount on behalf of Kyle Rittenhouse?
This is 100% self-defense, Tucker.
Kill 2 people. Shooting 3. So there's a new warrant out for Kyle Rittenhouse's arrest.
That was bullshit.
There's a new warrant out for Kyle Rittenhouse's arrest.
The Kenosha County Sheriff tells 12 News they are not actively looking for Rittenhouse. We also asked police. They have not responded. A warrant has not been issued for his arrest.
A warrant has not been issued for his arrest.
There's a new warrant out for Kyle Rittenhouse's arrest after he violated the terms of his bail. Now, the terms indicate that he needs to notify the courts regarding any address change, and he had not done that.
According to court records, Rittenhouse's defense attorney filed a change of address notice Wednesday. For now, it's sealed unless a judge rules otherwise. So we asked the DA's office if they now know where Rittenhouse is living. Their response, no comment.
I don't think he should be out on bail. So let me be clear about that.
Kyle Rittenhouse posted bond through his attorney around 2 p.m. The Kenosha News quotes a sheriff's department spokesperson saying Rittenhouse was turned over to his own security detail, a detail arranged by his attorney.
The reason why he was bailed out was because conservatives raised $2 million in order to get him out of jail.
Kyle Rittenhouse posted $2 million in cash from a legal defense donation fund.
A few hours after that, he was seen at a bar in Wisconsin drinking and making hand gestures that are common with white supremacists.
He denied Rittenhouse is connected or affiliated with any hate groups, saying the state's claims are an attempt to interject the issue of race into a case that is about a person's right to self-defense.
The attorney who represented him until about mid-January of this year responded to this by saying, look, when we posted bail, we asked the courts to keep his address secret. We didn't want it to be released to the public because we were concerned about death threats and just threats to his safety.
Prosecutors also requested the judge to issue a new arrest warrant for Rittenhouse for failing to tell the court where he actually lives. But the judge declined, saying doing so would be against the law.
They have open public records and the address is going to be available to the public. And by the way, the defense attorney also provided the email exchange in the court filings in response to this. And it does appear that this exchange happened.
Rittenhouse's attorney objected to the motion, saying the 18-year-old's residence needs to remain private out of concerns for his safety. The judge says the court already received $2 million from Rittenhouse's initial bond. He's made all required court appearances, and he hasn't committed a serious crime while awaiting trial.
The entitlement is overflowing here. Number one, the court says you're up on murder charges. Tell me where your client is. They're like, no. What do you mean, no? We don't feel like it. We feel like we didn't get what we wanted from prosecutors.
It's crazy.
That's not how it works. Okay.
To believe that my client isn't at risk, we've provided the threats. All it takes is one crackpot, and there's a problem. My client has appeared for every court appearance. He has done what he's supposed to do. The bond has been updated.
If they don't report, that's when the warrant gets issued. But to issue a warrant now for a defendant who's appeared at every hearing, that would be I'd be breaking the law.
Right-wingers saw that he murdered people on the left during Black Lives Matter protests, and they loved it. So they gave him the $2 million. Like, congratulations, murderer. Could you imagine if O.J. Simpson raised $2 million from you name any group? The right wing would lose their minds. And by the way, they'd be kind of right to, right? But when their murderer does it, okay, and OJ ain't anybody's murderer, okay? He's a murderer, but he doesn't, nobody's got any interest in him. On the other hand, when it's, the person who kills Trayvon Martin, Zimmerman, they're like, yes!
That's where we target. This case didn't start as front page news. It started as a routine homicide that triggered a national debate about race. But it wasn't about race. It was about the law. Those jurors saying that the state did not provide enough evidence for them to convict Zimmerman of second-degree murder.
On the other hand, when it's, the person who kills Trayvon Martin, Zimmerman, they're like, yes, we love that murder. We love that murder.
We, the jury, find George Zimmerman not guilty.
We love that murder. Kyle Rittenhouse, yes, here's $2 million to help you with your murder.
This is 100% self-defense.
And of course, Mike Lindell was one of the top donors to this effort, this $2 million effort to post bail on behalf of Kyle Rittenhouse, who again traveled across state lines with an illegal weapon. And then proceeded to shoot 3 people, killing 2 of them.
I have read that he brought a firearm as a juvenile, 17, across state lines. A lot of people.
That is incorrect.
That's incorrect. Tell us where the gun came from.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect. That firearm never crossed state lines. That is a legal firearm in the state of Wisconsin. Wisconsin is an open carry state. That charge is incorrect as a matter of state law. As a 17-year-old, he was legally entitled to have that firearm in his possession. Moreover, we are going to be arguing that the Second Amendment and Title 10, Section 246 of the United States Code renders that charge and any ordinance that charge would be based on blatantly unconstitutional under these circumstances.
Right. And Mike Lindell, suffocated sanity with a pillow. And they're like, yes, that's my pillow. Hey, I'm a fucking moron. Hey. And finally, the last piece of the entitlement is, but if you say I'm gonna flout the law and not give a damn what the judge says, which is an unbelievable thing to say, because he's getting death threats, and the judge says, okay, give me the death threats, and you go, no, I don't feel like it. Nah. Lock them all up. Let's go. This is not how justice works. You don't just get to go into court and go, Your Honor, I don't know if you've noticed, but my defendant is white and he's a right winger.
The judge went back to the conditions of the original $2 million bond agreement and pointed out that prosecutors never asked for Rittenhouse to be required to live in the residence he listed as his address.
I've got 2 broken windows here, right here in this courtroom. The doors are all still covered with plywood. A good share of the community is still boarded up after millions of dollars of damage, of property damage, and this ghastly event.